Welcome to the city that never sleeps. The city that is constantly on the go, no slowing down. Filled with entrepreneurs and hustlers. Filled with skyscrapers towering over as protector of the city. Protecting from the outsider, the lazy, the easily delusioned, the sheltered. But sometimes the outsider is running in the right direction.
Far side, it's up the net. Intercepted, Nebraska!
New Nebraska commitment, Blake Lawrence, excited to share his commitment.
And that outsider happens to be Blake Lawrence, superstar linebacker turned serial entrepreneur and founder of Opendorse, the company that connects student athletes to getting paid. But there's a layer to the business that finds its way to stay hidden. The founder.
I would say, like, the day I was done playing ball, I went through an identity crisis. I think everyone in their life has a moment where everything changes.
I've always hated subways. It feels isolating. It makes me feel as if I'm excluded from civilization as the world continues without me. The world above. Just another purgatory for the harsh truth. There's money to be made and rules made to be broken. Transparently, rules within a world that I don't even understand. The world of New York City and the entrepreneur. But the main question I have to ask is why here? Why this place? What makes it special? Is it a calling or just a facade?
Yeah. So, like, I love this neighborhood. This is like where me and the wife will walk up and down Hudson. So we live 20-minute walk this way.
Yeah.
What's crazy is that you walk so much in the city.
Yeah.
It's like different than the Midwest. Like, if you're gonna go meet up for dinner with somebody, you're gonna get in the car, you're gonna drive somewhere, and you're gonna go to one place.
Yeah.
Here, we can go to get one drink here, go one drink there. The meeting can last all night, and there's different places around the city.
Looking way back to the 30s, then the 70s and 80s, and even to the 2000s leading to the present day, one thing holds true. There seems to be worlds within a world. So many people and faces doing their own thing that it can be easy to overlook the vigorous lives of others. The routines, the habits, the friendships, all overshadowed by opportunity.
When you get to New York, you realize that you may have made it beyond where you were, but making it here, I would say, like, there's always another step to take. And it's because, and it's just a motivation of the city, but living in that building takes so much effort or work, or like your net worth has to be 5 times what it takes to live in that building. And like there's another ladder ring to climb. And I'm not saying it's about the money, but you always find another challenge.
To Blake's point, this is ultimately a challenge for me. A challenge that requires another level of realness, grit, and exploration. Forcing me to put away my reserved and quiet-hearted demeanor, as well as going outside of my sheltered upbringing on the name of story. Seeking to highlight a different side of entrepreneurship. So I attempt to charge headfirst into the world of the unknown, even when that unknown land is something that requires a little sweat.
When I was a young founder, like straight in the pipeline, I was like, this is everything about me is my business. I can't listen to music. I need to listen to podcasts. I can't read fiction. I got to read nonfiction.
Yeah.
I thought that's where you had to be. That was in 2010. So less than a year after I was done playing football, I started a company called Herdat. It's a social media agency. We help businesses and athletes manage their social media. Social media had grown a bunch. Mm-hmm. A lot of these businesses didn't know how to use it, and our generation did. You know, we kind of grew up on the social media channels, so started a business to help people figure out how to use social, and so that was Herdat, my first company. I used to come down here every day, work out by myself in a different routine, and you kind of miss a community like of people around you. Being out here, I work in an office by myself. I work out by myself. I walk to the office by myself. I have lunch by myself. I mean, by definition, that's lonely. You know, technology with Zoom calls and all that, like you feel like you're part of a community, but when the camera shuts off, you realize it's just you trying to get after it. And so you have to create your own energy. And some people can do that, some people can't. I thrive around other people though. And so when I get back to the office in Nebraska and I'm with the people, man, it's different.
In the fall of 2007, I'll be enrolled in football at the University of Nebraska.
While he knew he was there to make big hits, he was unaware of what those hits might do to him.
And it was not Steinkühler, it was Blake Lawrence, number 40.
Blake had suffered his first of 4 concussions in spring practice of 2008.
The day I was done playing ball, I went through an identity crisis.
Lincoln, Nebraska. With a population just shy of 300,000, it seems as if there's an ongoing theme of identity. Everyone wants to be known for something. Some put it in their education, others put it in their gifts, ultimately making it the purpose. But the beautiful thing about life and purpose is that it can change. You're in college, you have your concussion, and then you start your first business. So I'm assuming you were still in college after that concussion happened, right?
Yep.
Okay, so talk to me about the limbo between the college student and like intro to entrepreneurship. What were you feeling? Like, was like, I'm doing this, I'm not doing this, like what?
Within a month of being done with football, I was in a class over in the College of Business, and I stood up in the middle of class and just stopped. And I said, hey, I have an idea. And this was a small business management class, not an entrepreneurship class. And I literally stood up in class and said, I have an idea. And the professor, he could have said, hey, like, shut up, sit down, like I'm teaching here. And he sat down and said, Blake, tell us your idea. And that's when I pitched the idea from one of my very first companies, which I got one customer. It was my Twitter diary. It was an online platform to turn tweets into books. And but I think about that moment, because within a month of being done playing football, I now found that I could probably put energy into starting something. Because sometimes you just need someone to encourage you to take one more step forward, and eventually you might be sprinting towards something great. And that's, since that day to this day, I've just been on that run. And I don't know what would happen if he said, sit down.
I must admit, I saw a difference. Yes, New York has the glitz and the glam, but Nebraska has something special. A culture of people willing to walk the walk, do the work, and come together just like the team that they support. It's only inevitable that this mindset expands beyond the norm.
Football's a team sport. I played linebacker, there's another one next to me, another one behind me, there's a safety, another safety, a cornerback, 4 linemen here, and we all 11, every single play had to execute perfectly to stop the team, like to stop them. It has to be perfect. One player's out of place, they score.
And cause that ball to be bounced in the air. Nebraska.
That's how football is. It comes down to every player has to do the exact same job that they're supposed to do every play, but you have to know your alignment, know your assignment, and execute. And in business and life, like there's no really difference, right? Know your alignment, know your assignment, and execute. And if you get 11 people doing that, then you win. And if you get a business, you get 11 people doing that, you're gonna win. And you just keep adding and growing as long as people understand what they're supposed to do. So it all applies. I mean, everything that I learned on this field, I translate straight to our business every single day.
If Blake is the captain of this team, then the business is the field, making sure the mission is alive and well, all the while serving those who need it most. Understanding that each member plays a pivotal role in shaping the vision that has had its own trials and tribulations, validating the phrase, you can't really know where you're going until you know where you've been.
I want to show you my favorite part of the office, and it's something that kind of starts to tell the story of my entrepreneurial journey. our entrepreneurial journey as a company. So this is the museum. All right. You know, over the years, you start to accumulate different points of your journey, and I decided, you know, why not display them somewhere so people could get to know us a little better. So this is our very first pitch that included athletes. This was back in 2011. So 12 years ago, we started talking about the vision of the company we built, and then you kind of follow the progress of different stories along the way. Moments from company trips and autographs from our athlete users, and jerseys, good gum. There's a lot of memories on the walls here.
Taking that trip down memory lane only solidified the notion even more that the journey is more impactful than we credited. Throughout our conversations, one final character continued to pop in and out. A character that means a lot to Blake. Pipeline. A founder-first entrepreneurial ecosystem setting up these business owners for success. Success not only in their businesses leading to an exit, raised funds, or acquisition, but character and community.
Pipeline for me was kind of like being on an all-star team. But like being a founder, you're kind of the captain of the team. You're playing quarterback, you're playing point guard, you're doing that sort of thing, and there's certain conversations you can have with your team that are very focused on what you're doing here, but there's a lot of conversations you can't have with your team. So Pipeline kind of gave me an outlet where I feel as if I was drafted to an all-star team of other, you know, really high-performing entrepreneurs, that I could have conversations with them about what it's like to actually build and start a business that I couldn't necessarily have here with our own team. Founders, it feels like you're on a journey alone oftentimes. Being able to have a community like Pipeline that kind of reached out and said, hey, come join us. Like, we hear you, we know what you're going through, be a part of our network, be part of our family. You know, that was really the right time in my life for that. But I had to be open to it myself as a founder. So when I think about today in New York, even if I wanted to find a community like of founders in New York, there's no Pipeline. Like, there's no, it's a different type of desired output versus true investment in finding people with the most potential in the Midwest.
Two worlds, one founder. It's easy to appreciate and praise the business without truly knowing the founder who birthed it. Two worlds housing an entrepreneur that's expanding the Midwest mentality beyond the state lines. But it takes a community to push past the accolades and towards the lessons. Come hell or high water, the founder comes first.
I think a Midwest entrepreneurship is more collaborative. Northeast up in New York City is more competitive, right? So there's a sense of community when you're working with a Midwest founder, that they can have success, I can have success, and we can all win together.